I've seen a lot of posts on how to deal with a new derailment. You can see I'm running Minecraft 14W11B, which is the latest snapshot as of right now. Derailment's a new feature where if you are going really fast and you hit hairpin turn, it'll actually knock your minecart off of the rail. There are three ways to deal with this that I found. One is to slow down. Two is to block it so there's no way to derail. Or three is to just let it derail and use derailment to your benefit. These are the simplest ways that I've found to deal with the problem as of right now. First, you can see that if it goes really fast, it hits a hairpin turn, it's going to derail. The first way I found is to just slow it down. Just put two unpowered rails followed by a detector rail right before your turn. It will slow you down enough to get around the turn without derailing, and then afterwards it will power up the next detector rails. This is nice because it doesn't require any other redstone or anything outside of just your rail system. Alternatively, we can just block it. That's also a really nice way to deal with the issue. I found that just a single block right after the turn will stop it from derailing. I find if you put a block here, it will actually stop the minecart completely, which is not ideal. This I've actually incorporated really nicely into detector rails and then pistons, which will bring the block up to block it as you're going by. That way you can have a nice clean surface. In this case, we can use a sticky piston, which will hold the existing land around it, so it looks like nothing when it's down. Or you can use a regular piston with sand, and then sand will fall right behind it. This actually has an extremely simple mechanism. It's just this block is the detector rail, powers this redstone, and this powers two blocks that are right next to pistons. I've also found you can use the derailment to your benefit. In this case, we have a cart that's derailing, grabbing another cart, and in this case we're bringing it up and then dropping it back down on the powered rail. But you can also use it as a switch. For instance, let's say we don't want it to use those, we can just have this down, and while this is down, it stays on this rail. And then if we want to be able to switch rails, we can bring these back down, and then when it comes to derail over here, instead of going to small town, it's going to come over here to Coolsville. So it's a way to use it to switch tracks. I've seen some people talk about just putting it on a ground one layer, and that works until it hits these corners, in which case it actually breaks. And it doesn't matter if it's a solid block or transparent block. If there's a block there, it will stop it from moving, but you can just remove that, and then this is just a fancy way of having a block stopping it right here while not actually being above ground. That's what I've come up with so far.